Because now I told you about my arrogance and cockiness already. Now, the greatest artist that God has ever created is now working for him.
How about Kanye? I grew up, I'm a preacher's kid. You didn't grow up like me. How, maybe speak a little bit to your upbringing and, how all that affected you.
Well, my dad had me in church 3 times a week. For me, as a kid, going to church on Wednesday instead of going to basketball practice or getting to play video games got to be, a little bit boring. And my mom had me in church twice a week, or definitely on Sundays. We actually grew with the church. It was a pastor named Johnny Coleman, and we grew from a small church to a mega church, a Chicago version. I think it grew to like 5,000-6,000. And my mom always had the records in the house and would be playing a lot of R&B records, but then we'd go and hear the gospel and hear worship. So, as I now have a family, I'm 42 years old and married for 5 years. There's a blatant responsibility for me to become more like my mother who's gone to heaven, and more like my father who's working and building a water purification center in the DR. With rappers, there's so many things that we've done where to maintain the idea of coolness, we have our own daughters and we'll still be rapping about trying to hook up with somebody's daughter. Like not taking the responsibility as a man. That's why I say the song Closed on Sunday is the hardest record ever made. It's hard as the NWA record because it's talking about protecting your kids from the indoctrination of the media, the thousands and thousands of images that are fed to children by the age of 6 or 7. And within those images, there are images mixed in that we don't know about as parents that are purposely mixed in to lower the kids' superpower and esteem so that they can be more susceptible to consumption and feel that they need to consume and become a part of the robotic numeric system that controls so much of the media. I just had to say it like this. You can rewind it and then do research what I'm talking about, but it's like...
Kanye, one of my favorite songs on your new album is that song, God Is. In that middle, you've got that part where, you're preaching in the middle. It's very, very powerful. And, maybe not everybody's heard it, but I just asked if I could play maybe this 30, 40, 60-second clip. And listen to this. I'll get him to comment on this. But guys, roll that if you would, please.